Kumusta, Cyclab Tribe? This is Module 2, Sales 101, the big picture. Now, while you don't necessarily need to know the whole journey of everything, you don't need to know all the digital marketing, this and that, you do know that your part as a setter or the closer is going to be the most important. And that's because you're collecting revenue. Okay. All of this work that was done, all of these funnels was for you to be on that phone with that person at that time. You have something that they need. That's the mindset you need to go in there with. And with that, you have to know the sales framework. You'd have to know your call framework. And that's what we call the ideal framework. Ideal one call close framework. Now, too many people, they get started and they start jumping into scripts. They start jumping into new strategies. And at the end of the day, a lot of times they don't even know where they're at in the call, where they're at in that call at all. If they don't know where they're at in the call, then they don't have control over the conversation. They don't have control over the call. So if they don't know where they're at in the call, they don't have control over the call. And without control over the call, they're not going to be able to lead that call in the right direction effectively. They're not going to lead it to close, to the cash, right? Bottom line, without a framework being your map and guide, it's like driving somewhere without a map. You're going to get lost. You're going to have to go around, turn around, and you're just shooting from the hip. You're just burning gas and hoping you end up in the right place. Now, in this module, we're going to zoom in and directly focus on our important portion of the sales transaction, which is collecting cash. Okay? Because from the moment that prospect goes into that funnel and goes to the setter or an automated seller and then gets on that call, the rest is in your hands. So that's why it's very important to know the ideal framework so you understand where you're at in the call and can lead that prospect into the right path and making a good decision to help what they wanted to help for. And that's the real sales journey of it all. That's what it all boils down to, is them getting on the phone with you and collecting and you being able to help them. Now, here's where it matters to you. There's going to be two different roles. There's going to be a setter's role, and then there's going to be a closer's role. Setters are the fuel, closers are the engine. The system and the community around you, that's the vehicle that gets you to the destination, which is cash collected. Once you understand this, you'll never get lost in the conversation again. It's going to be very simple. We turned the sales map journey into a visual for you, and we're also providing the ideal framework PDF available to you as well. So you'll never get lost in a conversation again. You'll see every stage of the conversation, from the introduction to the discovery, to the echo, to the alignment, and to the locking it in. And like I mentioned, you don't have to understand marketing. That's not your job. Your job is to understand where the money comes from and how your role moves the money closer to the finish line. And once you really grasp that you're the money maker, that you're generating this money out of thin air, the whole conversation is going to be different for you. But the key to it is mastering every single portion of that conversation and at the end of the day, collecting cash. That's where real closers separate themselves from the amateurs. So in the next lesson, I will walk you through the exact structure that I use to do one call closes, to actually call somebody on the phone, be on that call with them, and take them from point A to point B, cash collected, they're happy, and we're happy, and somebody's being helped. And the reason why the one call close is very effective and it's very important is because once you get off the phone with that prospect, if you don't have a sale, your chances of getting that person on the phone again goes drastically down. So if you can close the call on one call, then everybody's going to end up happy. Your time is well spent and you're one step closer to that commission.